Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I am your host, the DFS Jerusalem, and you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Tonight, I'm going to be breaking down last night's six-game slate with you. Man, not a great night for me in the DFS Sweatshop, as I was only able to recoup a little bit less than half of my buy-in. Did something that I don't normally do, and we're going to talk about the mistakes made in tonight's roster builds. Also, we'll be jumping into our regular formatting of the show, where we break down the core four review. This is where every day I issue out a core four of plays. The guys that I'm going to be most on, the guys I'm going to be starting most of my lineups with. They won't all be in every lineup, but every lineup starts with these guys because this is where I construct the rosters. This is how I construct my rosters and how we teach in the DFS Sweatshop to build those 8-man DraftKings rosters as well as those 9-man lineups on the FanDuel website. And so the beautiful thing about this is the core four is mine. These are the players that I like. I issued those out because I want you to know that you can trust the guys that I'm talking about, the guys that I say I'm on, are the guys that I'm going to be on. But you are more than welcome to build your own core fours, as a lot of guys do in the DFS Sweatshop, as well as going on with the regular formatting of their roster builds the same way that we do it every night. Unless we have a slate that's 5 games or less, then we stack. But today was a 6-game slate, so it was definitely a core 4 slate. And we're going to go ahead and jump into that core 4 review. We're going to start with a guy that was probably one of my favorite plays on the board. He was actually my safe play, the guy that I felt had the best chance at the price point of returning that 6x value. That's Kyle Lowry at 32% ownership, 8.6K in salary. He went out and scored 56 DraftKings points. Really, really great showing from him. And the funny thing about the Kyle Lowry play was we were on him. I was on him all day. But as soon as we found out, about maybe an hour before lock, that we weren't going to see DeMar DeRozan, I guarantee you a lot of ownership shifted in his direction. So I didn't foresee the ownership being that high on him initially, but once we knew that DeMar DeRozan was going to be playing, I kind of had a feeling that it was going to go through the roof on him, as it did, and he was 32% owned. The next guy is Ivica Zubac, 33% ownership for him. 3.5K in salary, went out and scored 25.5 DraftKings points. That's exactly what we wanted from him. Anytime you're going to punt like that, especially in your core plays, it's got to be a guy that you feel comfortable with, very confident in, exceeding 20 some odd DraftKings points. You want him to damn near get 30 to really, really make a dent in these tournaments. The next guy is James Harden. And you know what? Talked in the last night video, kind of didn't like him as much as I liked Russell Westbrook initially, but looking at some things later on in the day, the last few games he played against the Sacramento Kings, the last time Westbrook went up against the San Antonio Spurs, he didn't have a great game out, so that led me to kind of shift my focus, and I had so much Harden that it was really hard for me to profit on a night like tonight, even though the only reason why I was able to get some of my buy-in back was because everybody had a stud, and no stud really balled out. So the guys that had those medium lineups were the ones who really got to see the cash line and really got to see returns on their investments. But James Harden, 26% ownership, 12.2K, really big price on him. He brought us back 30.25 DraftKings points. An awful game as far as the fantasy points were concerned for James Harden. They did win the game. It was a blowout. It was true to form, just like I said it was going to be. And we usually stick to those, and we go by, what Vegas tells us, because those guys have the inside track to what's going to go on once tip-off starts. So that was a drop ball for me. Really, really bad play, especially as a member of our core four. The last guy was Al-Farouq Aminu. I liked him, even though he's coming off the bench. I felt like that would definitely decrease his ownership, which he had low ownership at 12% owned, 4.5K in salary. He brought back 25.5 DraftKings points. Not exactly 6x value, but about 5.8. That was really good play there. So this core, in theory, should have brought back 144 DraftKings points at 5x value, 172 DraftKings points at 6x value. It brought back 137.25 DraftKings points. I was a horrible 30 some odd points, almost 40 points below the desired 6x track. So the good thing about it was a night like tonight, man, it was just a very low scoring night. The cash line, I believe, was around 260. So if you could get there, you definitely were able to make a return on your investment. Not a great core four. We live to fight another day. Bankroll management is key. That's why we can play tomorrow. And we've got a big 12 game slate. I'm very excited about that. We're going to get into that in just a moment. But let's go ahead and talk about the four most talked about, tweeted about guys in the DFS sweatshop. These are the feature four players. We're going to start with the Who Dat scoring all them points over there play tonight. This was a guy whose name got thrown around in the defense sweatshop. I believe Derek Patterson was the guy that was really talking about this guy, saying, "Hey man, I think I like Ryan Anderson tonight." And at 10% ownership, 5.5K, he brought back 49.25 DraftKings points, damn near 10x on him. And this was the same game where we had James Harden in. So I did have him in a couple of lineups just because I had Harden too. I figured, hey man, I'll take a shot on Ryan Anderson and see, if some of those assists goes his way, if he can get 3-point shot working, which he did. So he had a really nice game, very nice game for Ryan Anderson. Next, we're going to talk about the how did I miss that play tonight? This is a guy who came up earlier in the midday mix. Guy says, hey man, what do you think about a San Antonio stack headlined by Kawhi Leonard? And I was like, yo, that's a really good idea. But I didn't get him in any of my lineups. 10% ownership on him. 18% ownership on him. 8.8K was the salary, so he was under 9K. He was right in position. He went out and scored 55 DraftKings points. We saw a really nice game from Kawhi Leonard. Now, the next play is going to be the heat check play tonight. This is the guy that fucking balled. The guy that at his price point, where the price point met his performance, he just balled. And unfortunately, or fortunately, he was a core 4 play. Is Kyle Lowry. He's the heat check play tonight. We talked about him already. 32% ownership, 8.6K. Went out and scored 56 DraftKings points. The game did go into overtime, so it gave him that little added few minutes to go ahead and exceed that value. And he is tonight's heat check play tonight. Salute to you, Kyle Lowry. Awesome game out. Now we're going to talk about that one motherfucker. And, it's very easy for me to just say, hey, man, James Harden, you a motherfucking snowflake with your snowflake ass, and I ain't going to roster your ass again. But you know what? That's just not a responsible thing to do. So while James Harden did underperform, he certainly underperformed. This was a situation where we should not have been fucking with him in the first place. We knew that this Sacramento team was tired coming off, I believe like 9 games in 14 days or something like that. Just a tired team. We were going to see a minimal amount of effort from this team. This is a bad team anyway. Going up against the Houston Rockets, who, a lot of times recency bias is what gets us. And it can get us in a negative or a positive way. Because when I looked at James Harden, I saw the 97.75 DraftKings points that he scored the other night that I had no part of. And I just did not want to go through another slate without having somebody or having him to perform the way he did the other night, and I didn't have him. So that was a miss on my part. And as much as I would like to just rip into James Harden with your snowflake ass, I can't do that, man. That's not responsible. That is on me. The burden of that play falls on me. I was on Westbrook more in the beginning. I should have stayed where I was. Should not have let the San Antonio defense deter me from going with a gut play, a gut feeling that I had that Westbrook was going to be a better play than James Harden. You take him out and put him in, man, I'm cashing every fucking where. And that's just the truth of the matter. So, James Harden, I will roster your ass again, just not tonight. But you used a motherfucking snowflake, and you ran off on the plug tonight. You did that. So let's go ahead and jump into my very best DraftKings lineup. I show you this just for the simple fact, so you know that the guys that I'm talking about are the guys I'm playing. I didn't say, hey, I'm rolling with James Harden, and I pull up my lineups and you see a bunch of Russell Westbrook. That's not what happened. Honest DFS player. Do my best to remain profitable and to tell you guys the truth when it comes to the guys that I'm playing, the guys that I like. So I did not hit the 300 club tonight, but I got very close in one of my lineups. This was a lineup that I should have had in a lot more spots. Really didn't take advantage of some of the value that opened up late, man, because it was a lot of late opening value that came in. Your Norman Powell's and the Hernan Gomez came in and also had a really nice game. I just didn't have those guys in enough spots to really do some damage in the tournaments. So as you can see, this is a core 4 lineup through and through, man. You've got Kyle Lowry was somebody who I really liked. We had him, the heat check play tonight. James Harden was also a core forward play. We've got Al Farouk and Minu right here. And the only guy that was missing was only guy I was missing was Zubac. And the reason why I got off Zubac is because when the Hernan Gomez news broke, I said I got to get some exposure to him. So I kind of turned this into a mini Houston stack with Harden, Ariza, Ryan Anderson. I like Vic Oladipo because I did want to get some exposure to Russell Westbrook and to that game in general, but I just didn't feel comfortable paying up that 12.2K. That's what I should have done. That 12.3K for Westbrook. That's what I should have done here. This lineup did finish with 296 DraftKings points. It was a very decent lineup. Should have had it in a lot more spots, but I did not. Now let's go ahead and jump into a quick recap of last night's 6 games. We're going to roll through this fairly quickly because, like I said, we've got a huge 12-game slate coming up tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to talk about a little bit of slate recognition as we roll through that 12-game slate and really take a look at where we want to place our bets tomorrow. So let's go ahead and start in Washington, where my New York Knicks were in the nation's capital. Carmelo Anthony, man, 26 points, 5 boards, didn't do anything else. He did shoot 58% from the field and hit 1 of 3 3-point shots, but we just needed to see more rebounding from Carmelo in a matchup like this without Kristaps Porzingis. He sat out this game due to illness. We needed to see more counting stats from Carmelo in order for him to really make that value for us. Hernan Gomez was an excellent play, 15 and 14. He played 31 minutes. He also had 4 assists, shooting 41% from the field, hit 5 of 5 from the free throw. Joakim Noah only played 15 minutes, had a horrible game there. Courtney Lee, not a great game at all. Brandon Jennings was the injury chalk that we talked about. At 37 minutes for him, he led the team. He had 21 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, and 4 steals. And Kyle O'Quinn, in just 17 minutes, had 13 and 10 to go with 1 assist. Really nice game we saw from Kyle O'Quinn. On the Washington Wizards side, John Wall was somebody who I was not on all day. I just didn't like the matchup. I didn't think that you'd have to see a lot of John Wall in order for this team to beat the New York Knicks. So Otto Porter's where we're going to start. Not a great game there. 29 minutes. He had 10 and 6 to go with 3 assists and 1 steal. Markieff Morris was actually one of the better players of this game. He had 24 points, 10 boards, and 2 assists while shooting 64% from the field, and he hit 2 of 5 3-point shots. Marcin Gortat also double-doubled in his 30 minutes. He had 15 and 10 to go with 2 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block, and shot 100% from the field, going 7 of 7. Pretty good game there for Marcin Gortat. Brad Beal scored 28 points. He led the team in scoring, had 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal. Pretty good game there. John Wall did double-double, but it just wasn't a big John Wall game. 15 and 13 assists to go with 4 rebounds, shooting 33% from the field, 1 of 2 from behind the arc, and 2 of 3 from the free throw. Not a great game there from John Wall. Kelly Oubre Jr. off of the bench in 28 minutes had 14 and 2 while shooting 71% from the field. The next game we're going to talk about is the Toronto Raptors at home, Air Canada Center, in an overtime game against the New Orleans Pelicans. Let's start on the New Orleans side, man. We saw a pretty big double-double from Anthony Davis. He had 18 and 17 to go with 3 assists, 1 steal, and 3 blocks while shooting 22% from the field, 4 of 18. Not a great shooting day for him. If he shoots his regular, 55% from the field, we've got an awesome game here for Anthony Davis, especially since none of the other stars really did ball out of control. We saw 30 points from Drew Holiday, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks in 41 minutes. Really nice game from him. Etuan Moore off of the bench has 17 and 6 to go with 2 assists and 1 steal. Saw a nice one from Buddy Hield as well at his price point, 15 and 6 to go with the block, shooting 66% from the field in 32 minutes. On the Toronto Raptors side, really nice game from Norman Powell. There was a point in the game where he just fucking took over. That dude definitely needs more run. He is a very good player. He is a very good young player. I mean, he took AD to the board and banged him out, like just dunked on him like it wasn't nothing, bro. It was an electric, exciting play. Really nice game from Norman Powell. He played 40 minutes, had 18 and 4 to go with 3 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks, shooting 53% from the field and 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Kyle Lowry, monster double-double from him, 33 points, 10 assists, and 4 rebounds, shooting 52% from the field and hit 6 of 14 3-point shots. Really nice game there. Saw a decent game from Pat and 10 points, 7 boards, 1 assist, and 1 block in 34 minutes. And DeMarre Carroll, the price was down on him, and he had 8 points, 8 boards, 2 assists, and 2 steals, shooting 30% from the field in his 37 minutes. On the New Orleans, we talked about them already. Okay, next game we're going to talk about the Houston Rockets at home against the Sacramento Kings. And this game, man, this just fucking blew, bro. This game blew. It was horrible. I couldn't believe once it tipped off. And what I really think happened, Harden bumped knees with a player very early in the game. I went back and I watched it, and he bumped knees, and it just seemed like after the first minute of the game, that almost injury, he just didn't exert a lot of energy into playing this game, thinking that maybe his teammates would just go ahead and blow him out. I really think that's what happened in this game. Let's start on the Sacramento side. We saw 18 minutes of Garrett Temple before he went out with a pulled hamstring, so he's probably going to be questionable for their next game. DeMarcus Cousins snowflaked on him, 16 and 7 to go with 5 assists for him, shooting 31% from the field in 25 minutes. Not a good game there at all. Costa Kufas in 16 minutes had 12 and 4 to go with a steal and a block. Probably the best play from this game was Willie Cauley-Stein. 24 minutes for him, he had 10 points, 6 boards, and 2 assists to go with 3 blocks. Decent game there. Not too much to talk about. Anthony Tolliver, 10 and 3 to go with 2 steals and 1 block. And Matt Barnes off of the bench grabbed 11 boards, had 5 points, three rebounds. Not a great game there from him. On to the Houston side, man. Trevor Ariza had a pretty nice game. Didn't do one thing particularly well, but he did a lot of things pretty good. He had 7 points, 9 boards, 4 assists, 1 steal, shooting 33% from the field, 1 for 4 from behind the arc. Not a great shooting game for him, but he did make value from that price point he was at. Ryan Anderson had a monster game, 25 points, 11 boards, 3 assists, and 1 steal. This was a revenge game, and I really didn't think about that until I began to watch the game and see how they were feeding him, and he really wanted to score against his old team. 7 for 14 was the field goal, and he shot 50%, 6 of 12 from behind the arc. Really nice game from him. Clint Capella started off very slow. Only played 20 minutes, but he did double-double. Had 12 and 11 to go with 1 assist. Decent game there from him. Pat Bev, not a great game. 5 points, 5 boards, and 5 assists to go with 1 block in his 32 minutes. And James Harden, who snowflaked out on this man, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal, all season lows. He played his worst game of the season. The one fucking time I decided to roster his ass. Fucking snowflake. Nene, 11 and 1 to go with 1 assist and 2 blocks. Not a great game there. Eric Gordon off of the bench at 17 and 5 to go with 1 assist while shooting 46% from the field. And he hit 3 of 10 3-pointers. Eric, stop taking so many damn threes. Next game we're going to talk about the San Antonio Spurs at home against Oklahoma City Thunder. At one point of the game, it looked like it was going to blow out. It really did. And I was like, phew, I'm glad I didn't fuck with Westbrook while Harden is fucking snowflaking. But the game ended up being a lot more competitive later on. Sabonis doubled in his 35 minutes. He had 13 and 10 to go with 2 steals and 1 block. A really nice game for him at that price point. Steven Adams, 16 and 12 to go with 2 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. And we've seen a lot more production from these guys now that they know that Enes Kanter is not going to come off of the bench and rack up a bunch of boards and points in his 25 minutes. That's just not happening because he's hurt. So there's a lot of guys that stand to benefit from him being out. Victor Oladipo started out really well, 15 and 4 to go with 1 assist, 4 steals, and 1 block. Kind of tailed off toward the end of the game. Didn't see much of him in the fourth quarter. Russell Westbrook dished out 14 dimes, had 6 rebounds, 27 points, 1 steal, shooting 41% from the field. Got to the free throw line 10 times, hit all of them, and he shot 3 for 7 from behind the arc. Pretty good game from Russell Westbrook, but he did not hit that 6x value at that high price point. Anthony Morrow, 11 and 1 to go with two steals in his 30 minutes. Not a great game there. Just not a great game from the Oklahoma City side altogether. But the San Antonio Spurs, man, Kawhi Leonard went and balled out. 36 points for him. He grabbed 8 boards, had 4 assists and 2 blocks, shooting 50% from the field and 9 for 11 from the free throw. LaMarcus Aldridge, second on the team in scoring, had 25 points and 6 boards to go with 3 blocks. Dwayne Dedmon, not a great game there, 6 and 8 to go with 3 steals and 1 block. And we saw 25 minutes to Tony Parker, man, only had 3 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal. Not a great game there for him. The next game we're going to talk about is the Portland Trailblazers at home against the Charlotte Hornets. Now, the last time these guys were in Charlotte, the Hornets just blew them out. and the spread on the game was like 3. It was like a -3, 3.5, I think, going towards the Portland side. But that's not what happened tonight, man. We saw some really bad shooting from a lot of the Charlotte Hornets guys. Starting with MKG, 5 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, shooting 1 for 5 from the field. That's 20%. Not a great game there in 23 minutes. Marvin Williams, 10 and 5, to go with 3 blocks, 33% from the field. Nick Batum, 18 and 8, to go with 6 assists. He shot 50% from the field and hit 4 of 6 3-point shots. Kemba Walker led the team in scoring, 22 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals, while shooting 44% from the field and 3 for 7 from behind the arc. So that was a decent game for him. And Frank Kaminsky off of the bench had 10 and 1 with 1 steal while shooting 40% from the field. Not a great game there at that price point. On the Portland side, Noah Vonleh got the start, and he grabbed 10 boards and had 4 points. Why is Noah Vonleh starting? Why is not Al-Farouq Amino getting more time? This is crazy. Evan Turner, 21 minutes for him. He had 4 points, 1 board, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Not a great game there. CJ McCollum had 18 and 2 rebounds with 4 assists and 3 steals. Not an awesome game for him either, shooting 50% from the field. And Dame Lillard, not a Dame game like we really wanted to see, but he did score 27 points in 30 minutes. He had 4 assists, 4 rebounds, and 1 steal while shooting 55% from the field and going to the cup almost every time he got the ball. Allen Crabbe, 21 points for him. He's continuing his hot shooting. He played 29 minutes, had 5 rebounds, 1 block, shooting 50% from the field and 3 for 6 from behind the arc. Al-Farouq Amino, 7 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Pretty decent game there. And Maurice Harkless had a nice one for his price point. I believe it was priced at about 3.7K. He went out and played 28 minutes, had 10 and 5 to go with 3 assists while shooting 50% from the field. And Myers Leonard chipped in 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. Some of that was mostly in scrub love. The last game on the slate, probably the best game on the slate aside from the Toronto and the Pelicans game. This was the Denver Nuggets going to LA to take on the Lakers. Danilo Gallinari, not a great game. In 35 minutes, he led the team. He had 17 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal, shooting 41% from the field and did not hit a 3-point shot. Kenneth Faried was a beast in the first half, and he just didn't see the court much in the second. He had 14 and 17 boards with 1 assist, 2 steals, while shooting 41% from the field, hit 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Gary Harris, a nice game for him, 17 and 4 to go with 4 assists and 4 steals. We didn't see much of Yusuf Nurkic. He only played 12 minutes and had 1 point, 4 boards, and 1 assist. Not a great game there. Wilson Chandler led the team in scoring, chipped in 26 points. He had 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block. A really nice game for him. And this dude was about 5% owned on the slate. Nobody fucked with him. And he balled out. Jamal Murray, 14 and 2 to go with 3 assists and 1 steal. Gary Harris had 17 and 4 to go with 4 assists and 4 steals and 4 rebounds as well. Pretty nice game we saw from Gary Harris. Darrell Arthur chipped in 10 and 6 to go with 3 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks in his 19 minutes. On the LA Lakers side, I'm very timid to roster a guy coming off of an injury, but the way D'Angelo Russell was moving and out there on the floor, he went from being injured and not playing to leading the team in minutes. It is so hard to predict the rotations for these two teams specifically because the coaches are so erratic in their rosters. So saw a nice game from D'Angelo Russell though. He did lead the team in scoring he had 22 points, 7 rebounds, led the team in assists with 10, had 1 steal and 1 block while shooting 41% from the field, hit 2 of 7 from behind the arc. Nick Young, 23 points. He led the team in scoring, had 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal while shooting 60% from the field and 5 for 8 from behind the arc. 17 points for Ifeka Zubac, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 8 for 9 from the field. 8 for 9 from the field, 88%. Pretty nice shooting percentage from him. Lou Williams in 24 minutes had 21 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals while shooting 63% from the field and going 4 for 5 from behind the arc. Pretty nice game we saw from sweet Lou Williams. Now that we've recapped last night's games, let's go ahead and jump into the player pricing review for tomorrow. This is where we're going to get a good idea of who we just not going to fuck with, players that we just like, that just stand out to us. Remember, this is a 12-game slate, so we're going to have to jump into our slate recognition just so that we have a really good understanding of who we're going to be rostering and why it's so important to differentiate from slate to slate. We're going to take a very quick intermission while I make sure all of my technical stuff is right, and I will be right back with you. All right, pleasure to be right back with you. Now let's go ahead and jump into that player pricing pool so that we can get a good idea on who we're going to be starting our player pools with. Because what I want you to do, man, I want you to develop your own player pool in your head. I want you to have guys and you say, hey, man, these are guys I like. I like these guys. And then from there you can extract your core four plays, and you can work your pivots in from the pool of players that you already have that you like. So let's check it out. Now we got a 12-game slate, starts tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Now check this out. Now there's a lot of meat in this shit. Now you've got a 9 o'clock slate. That's a late. It's 5 games. That's a lot of games. That's a lot of games. And if those are some juicy games, make a lineup in those. Throw them bitches in the main. The ownership is going to be so spread out because there's going to be so many people to roster here. People are going to be so all overwhelmed and all over the place with a 12-game slate that they're not going to have the same vision that you will have in a 5-game slate. So you want to take advantage of that. You've got a 4-gamer here in the turbo. You've got 2 games in the late as well. And you've got another 4-game turbo that starts at 8:30. Make a lineup in here, a lineup in here, and a lineup in there, and throw them bitches in the main. You don't have to always just play from the main slate. You don't have to do that, especially if you find that there's some games in here, some point totals that are a little bit juicier. The matchups are a little bit better. Players are a little bit better in these slates, the 5 and the 4. You can make a lineup in there and throw them in there. So let's go ahead and jump into the complete player pricing. This is where we're going to take a look at everybody. And we're getting closer and closer to the All-Star break. Players are ready to chill. They're ready to pack it in for a little while. So we've got to keep that in mind as we go through our roster constructions, and just understand that these are people too, and they get tired. So we're gonna start here by just pulling up all of the higher price guys. All right, this is it. So as you can see, we've got Russell Westbrook. He's 12K. The price went down a couple hundred on him in a matchup at home against the Chicago Bulls. Of course, normally I would tell you, man, I'm not paying up that much for that guy like that. But this is a good matchup for him. I think that this game, the Bulls are just bad enough to where this is going to be a competitive game. So once we look at the point totals, then we can make a definitive uh, uh, decision on how we feel about Russell Westbrook tomorrow. Karl-Anthony Towns against the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is the first-ranked team against the center position. I don't care about that because I do like Karl-Anthony Towns tomorrow. I think he'd be a nice play. In the past few games, if you played guys that play against the Cleveland Cavaliers, you probably had some really good showing. So I'm not worried about that at all. Anthony Davis, second leg of a back-to-back. Very slow-paced matchup against the Detroit Pistons at home. I don't like him at 10.5. LeBron James is always in play. 10.2. That's a good price for him. He's always in play. Giannis Antetokounmpo at 10.1 against the Utah Jazz in Utah. I don't want any part of that. I won't be fucking with him. Kevin Durant, I like him at 10K against the Charlotte Hornets, especially if we don't see Steph Curry, which we probably will tomorrow. Jokic, we think he's still going to be out. Isaiah Thomas in a really good plus matchup against the Toronto Raptors. You can sign me up for that at 9.5. Eric Bledsoe at 9K is not somebody that I'm very interested in. Even though the Phoenix Suns are at home, I'm not interested in him against the LA Clippers. And see, we haven't had the Clippers on the slate in a little while, it seems like, because now we got to dig through all of that shit to see who we're gonna like at the who's gonna play point guard, if Austin Rivers is gonna be playing at 3. I just I don't even fuck with that game at all. Jimmy Butler at 8.8. He is in play for me going up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Kyle Lowry against the Boston Celtics. The price is still the same on him. 8.6, the second leg of a back-to-back. We already know we're not going to be seeing DeMar DeRozan, so that gives him a usage bump. I like him. Steph Curry is questionable, but at 8.5 at Golden State, if he does play, I do like him. Joel Embiid, we probably will see him tomorrow at 8.4K. I'm not fucking with it. I'm not paying for a minutes restriction. I'm just not. Kyrie Irving 8.2 against Ricky Rubio defense. Yes, give me some of that. Draymond Green, 8.1. The price is too high for him. He hasn't even returned value when he was 7.5. And I don't see him going out and doing that. Even though you can attack Charlotte rebounding the basketball, I just don't want to fuck with Draymond Green tomorrow. Paul George, the price is up on him. He usually plays very well against the Orlando Magic. That's somebody to consider. Kemba Walker, I like him at 8K. The price only went up on him 100, so I do like him. Kevin Love, I think he's going to be out. I don't think Kevin Love is going to play tomorrow because the back issues with him are real. So I don't see him playing tomorrow. Andre Drummond at 7.9. The price is up on him. I think 200. That's still a good price. I like Andre Drummond tomorrow. Chris Paul's going to be out. DeRozan's going to be out. Marc Gasol, one of my favorite big man plays on the slate, at 7.8. I like him going up against the Denver Nuggets without Jokic. I think that's a good play. Drew Holiday has been lighting it up lately, but I don't see him doing that again. The price is still the same at 7.7, but Reggie Jackson is a fairly decent defender. I don't see that happening tomorrow. Carmelo Anthony at 7.5 is definitely in play for me against the Brooklyn Nets, especially if we don't see Kristaps Porzingis. I like Carmelo tomorrow. Blake Griffin, the price is still low, 7.5 against the Phoenix Suns. Yes, I think we can have some of that. He looked pretty good the last time out. Nick Batum at 7.4 is in play for me against the Golden State Warriors. Jeff Teague, this is one of the toughest point guard defenses to play against. But the last time out, Ricky Rubio just fucking shredded him. He did. Now, does Jeff Teague have a very different skill set? Yeah. Jeff Teague is more of a scorer, but he can assist the ball as well. So he definitely deserves consideration, but he's not a player that I'm going to have a lot of. Goran Dragic, you know how I feel about Atlanta. You can attack Atlanta at the point guard, at the perimeter, especially at the point guard position. I love Goran Dragic tomorrow at 7.4K. The price went down on him for some reason. I really do like him. Andrew Wiggins at 7.4. Now this game might mean a lot to Andrew Wiggins because this is the team that drafted him. I mean, he got drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers, and when they acquired LeBron James, I'm sure a part of him was thinking that, man, I'm gonna play with LeBron. Damn, man, this is the guy I looked up to, and LeBron was the main reason why the motherfucker got traded to another team. So I can definitely see Andrew Wiggins wanting to go out and play a really good game. And these are world-class athletes. These guys, if they really want to go out and ball, I bet my money that they can. So as a contrarian play, I do like Andrew Wiggins tomorrow. I don't see a lot of people rostering him against LeBron James, but somebody has to score the points. And if the Cleveland Cavaliers are so good against the big man, the guy at the top, who's going to score the points? I like Andrew Wiggins tomorrow. Mike Conley is definitely in play for me. We know how bad the Denver Nuggets perimeter defense is, especially against the point guard position. Mike Conley's coming off of a career game. I think he wants to keep that momentum going into the All-Star break. He's a very good player. I like him tomorrow. Hassan Whiteside, 7.3. The price continues to go down on this dude, and he can never meet the value. And I'm not going to be taking a shot on him tomorrow. DeAndre Jordan, with Blake Griffin back, is not somebody that I really have interest in. I do like Dwight Howard at 7.2. That's a good price. The price is up some on Ricky Rubio, 7.2. It was just 7.1, so it's only up 100. I think we can look to him tomorrow to exploit that Kyrie Irving defense. Jabari Parker is not a player that I like in Utah at 7.2. Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade is in play at 7K. I like Dwayne Wade. Devin Booker is a no for me. Al Horford he's in play at 6.8. We've got Jonas Valanciunas coming on the second leg of a back-to-back. Al Horford, a day of rest. I like Al Horford tomorrow. Klay Thompson is a player that I'm interested in at 6.8. I also like Miles Turner at 6.8. I think that's going to be a really nice play there. Dion Waiters, the price at 6.8 has not moved. I think he can definitely play well against the Atlanta Hawks. Didn't have a great game out last time, but not a superb game. He had a decent game, but not a great game. So I think he does bounce back and has a really nice game against the Atlanta Hawks tomorrow. Rudy Gobert, somebody who I really like at 6.8. Brook Lopez, man, he can destroy the Knicks if he wants to play. And that's the issue. Is he going to come to play? 6.7 is a fair price for him against the New York Knicks. We know that Hernan Gomez may be starting if we don't see Kristaps tomorrow, so that's something to pay attention to. Zach LaVine will probably be the more sensible play when you talk about wing guys for the Minnesota Timberwolves against the Cleveland Cavs. I mean, who they got to guard him? He does lead the team in minutes. He is actually third in the league in minutes behind Kyle Lowry and LeBron James. But I don't know if I want to go there with him. 6.6K, I imagine the ownership is going to be fairly low on him too, so it might be something to look at. Gordon Hayward is somebody who I love at 6.6. If you get Gordon Hayward under 7K, you better give him a shot. I like him tomorrow. Reggie Jackson is definitely in play for me at 6.5. Pace down game the way they like it in Detroit. Vucevic is in play at 6.5. I like him. Elfrid Payton, yes, 6.4 going up against that Jeff Teague defense. I like him. Danilo Gallinari is a no for me at 6.3. Kristaps probably will not play. If he does play, I kind of like him at 6.3 if he does play. I was on him tonight. I was ready to put him in some lineups tonight. But when we got the news, I had to, of course, quickly pivot. Dennis Schroeder is not a play I like. The Miami Heat are really good against the perimeter players, most notably the point guard position, so I don't like him tomorrow. Harrison Barnes is going to see a lot of he'll see a lot of either Covington defense or Ilyasova. Either way, I don't think I like him very much tomorrow. Robert comes in at 6.3. The price is up on him, and that's a little too much for me. I mean, he's been playing very well, lights out lately, but I think that price is too much, especially if we see Embiid. That takes a little bit of the usage away. I'm not going to be rostering Robert Covington much tomorrow. Jay Crowder has been picking up the pace lately, been playing very well. I'm not sure that that's a good matchup as the best wing defender on the Toronto Raptors team is the Toronto Raptors. Their best wing defender is DeMar Carroll. I think he can get in the way of Jay Crowder meeting that value, 6x value at 6.2. So I don't like him very much. Nerlens Noel is a no for me against the Dallas Mavericks. Serge Ibaka is in play at 6.1. Austin Rivers, the price is just too high for him. 6.1, I'm not paying that for the coach's son. I'm just not doing it. I'm not. That's not a smart move for me. Terrence Jones at 6K. Unless we hear something that they've got Anthony Davis resting. I don't see that as being a good play. Zach Randolph, I know it says they're 8th ranked DVP against the power forward position, but he's going to see a lot of the second team where I think he can get off. The price is up a little bit at 6K, but I still like Zach Randolph tomorrow. George Hill is not in play for me at 5.9. Tyson Chandler is no for me at 5.9. Derrick Rose probably won't see the court tomorrow. If he does, I still don't like him. James Johnson is in play at 5.8. Ersan Ilyasova is a 9th ranked DVP against the power forward position, but I still like Ersan tomorrow. Kenneth Faried, if the situation is the same, we're going to see a lot of Kenneth Faried. Minutes equal money for him, man. If he gets a lot of minutes, he's gonna produce. He's gonna grab boards. He's gonna score 10 points. He's gonna get a double. And for 5.7K, you really can't argue with that. Marcus Smart is a play I do like tomorrow at 5.6. If we know we're not gonna see Avery Bradley, I will have some Marcus Smart. Jimmy Nelson is a no for me. Kentavious Caldwell Pope. This is the 8th ranked DVP against the shooting guard position, but I still like Kentavious Caldwell Pope tomorrow at 5.6K. I think the price is very fair on him. Norman Powell. 5.5. Yes, sign me up for him tomorrow. The price did not move much on him. I still like him. He's a very electric, exciting player, man. That dude is really good. Norman Powell is really good. I like him tomorrow. Avery Bradley probably won't see the court if he does. I like Norman Powell less, but I still like Norman Powell. Wilson Chandler at 5.5 is not a player that I'm interested in tomorrow. Vic Oladipo, yes, at 5.5. I like him. I even like Gorgie Jang at 5.5. One guy, I'm sure he was joking, but he was like, yo, you can stack against Cleveland. They suck. But that's kind of what you've been able to do the last few games. So I think we can look to Gorgie Jang, definitely. Especially if we don't see Kevin Love. Darren Williams at 5.5 is questionable, probably will not play tomorrow. Greg Monroe, man, him going up against the second team, the Utah second team, the 3rd-ranked DVP against that center position, I still like Greg Monroe tomorrow. I think he'd be a nice play. Jonas Valanciunas, despite what he did last night, the price did not move much. So we've got to look at him tomorrow, but we know they're on a back-to-back, so that could not bode well for Valanciunas. He may not see that ton of minutes that he saw. I believe this game in the overtime, so he saw a lot of minutes last night. There's a chance that he doesn't see that same amount of minutes tonight, and we see more of Nogueira, but I kind of like him if we know that we're going to see a full allotment of minutes for him. Steven Adams at 5.4K going up against the best rebounding team in the league, but who the fuck else are they going to play? So I like Steven Adams tomorrow. Tobias Harris is in play at 5.4. TJ McConnell is a no for me. Seth Curry, Lil Bro, 5.4. I like him. You can fire him up some. Marcus Morris, I don't like him. Thaddeus Young is a decent play at 5.3. Kent Bazemore is dead to me still. Will Barton was out tonight, probably rested tonight so he could play tomorrow. 5.2 is a salary on him. I kind of like him coming off of the bench. Enes Kanter is out. We know that. MKG, it says they give you a green light but it's MKG, and he's not been playing very well lately. I don't like him. Even though he's 5.2, I still don't like him. Tyreek Evans is out, probably won't see the court tomorrow. Brandon Jennings, if he does start, you can fire him up again at 5.2 against the Brooklyn Nets. Of course, JJ Redick is in play for me at 5.2. Aaron Gordon is a no for me. Nurkic, no. Taj Gibson, no for me. Cody Zeller, uh, if he does play, I like him because when they run that Draymond Green small ball shit and Cody Zeller still on the court, he still can run with them. And this team is 1-9 without Cody Zeller in the lineup. So when he's there, he brings an energy and cohesiveness. He is like the peanut butter that holds that bread together, man. So I do like Cody Zeller tomorrow if he does get a start. Jeremy Lin is probably going to be out. Evan Fournier, if he starts, I'm going to take a look at him. The price is down. He's at 5K now. This is a guy that can go off at any time for 30, 40 fantasy points. So we've got to take a look at him to see if he's going to be getting a start. Willie Reed is a no for me. Dirk Nowitzki, the price is 5K. I like Dirk tomorrow. Dirk Favors, he's questionable. If he does play, I think we can look to him at 5K. Raymond Felton, depending on who's starting the point guard position for the LA Clippers, you can figure that shit out, man. I'm not going through all of that. I'm not doing that. On a 12-game slate, I have better ways to spend 5K on a guy without fucking with the LA Clippers and their point guard, shooting guard / small forward rotation. I don't have to fuck with that. Marvin Williams is not a player I particularly like at 4.9. Tyler Johnson showed us that he's not quite ready to play last time out. He's not quite ready. So I won't be taking a shot on him at 4.9, but I do like Gary Harris at 4.8. Tristan Thompson is an interesting play at 4.8. The price is down on him. Malcolm Brogdon is a no for me. Wesley Matthews interests me at 4.7. Spencer Hawes, no. Jahlil Okafor, no. Jamal Crawford, no. Tony Allen, yes, at 4.5. I think we can look at Tony Allen tomorrow. John Lure is a no for me. Trevor Booker, man, is a very interesting play. The price is down. 4.4K is the price on him. That's a steal, I think. I think that's stealing, bro. I do like Trevor Booker tomorrow. I like him a lot. Wayne Ellington is a no for me. Dario Saric had a really nice game out. Don't think we see that again. Mac Dellavedova is a no for me. TJ Warren has been playing a lot better of late. The price is still low on him at 4.4. I think we can look to him. Kelly Olynyk at 4.3. I only like him if we see, injury or rest to the Boston front court. I think everybody's good to go, so I won't be fucking with him tomorrow. Emmanuel Mudiay is still out. We have to check on that tomorrow to make sure he's not going to be in the starting lineup. Robin Lopez at 4.3. This is the best rebounding team in the league. If we don't see Taj Gibson, I do like Robin Lopez. Sean Kilpatrick is not in play for me at 4.3, but Courtney Lee is at 4.3. I like Courtney Lee tomorrow. CJ Miles, he let a lot of folks down last time. And if he does get the start, we probably won't see Rodney Stuckey. He's taking over more of that starting role or those starters minutes from Glenn Robinson III. I think we can look to him tomorrow at 4.3. A lot of people are going to be mad and still upset about the way he burned them last time out. I do like CJ Miles tomorrow. Andre Iguodala, yes. If this game blows out, you're going to see a lot of Iggy tomorrow. 4.2 is the price. That's a decent price on him. I like Bojan Bogdanovic, man. This dude lit the Knicks up one game last year. And I think that he's in line for a really nice game against us tomorrow at 4.2K. Tim Hardaway Jr. is a no for me. Josh Richardson is out. PJ Tucker is in play at 4.2. If you want to get that discount at that power forward position, Terrence Ross 4.8 is not a play that I'm particularly interested in. Jermichael Green 4.1 is not a play that I really like. Rajon Rondo, the price is 4.1 on him. We know he's going to be seeing a fair amount of minutes. I think they got the thing hashed out to where he's going to be seeing the floor. So I do like Rajon Rondo tomorrow. Iman Shumpert is a no for me. Rodney Hood, still very cheap. 4.1. I like Rodney Hood. He's cheap. That dude is good, man. Rodney Hood is fucking good. And to be 4.1K, even though it's a 10th ranked DVP against the Milwaukee Bucks, they're at home. And he's 4.1K. And he's fucking good. I like Rodney Hood tomorrow. Jaylen Brown, if he gets to start in place of Avery Bradley, I still don't like him. Sean Livingston is a no for me. Frank Kaminsky is a yes at 4K if you want to get that punt play at the power forward / center position. Jaja is somebody we've got to start looking more to. Remember when the price was always 3.5K and he was still just scoring 20 points for you? He can still do that. The price is up just a little bit, but I kind of like him tomorrow. And if he's questionable, who's going to get the start? Whoever starts the center for them tomorrow, if it's JaVale McGee, I like him too because we can attack Charlotte rebounding the basketball. Solomon Hill is a no for me. Karis LeVert is a no for me. Jody Meeks, he's going to be out. Shabazz Muhammad, 4K, is in play for me. Channing Frye is a no, unless he's starting for Derek Love for for uh for Kevin Love. If he's starting for Kevin Love, we can go Channing Frye. Yogi Ferrell, the price is up a little bit at 4K. If he gets to start against TJ McConnell, I kind of like him. You can't not play him at 4K. I mean, dude, that's still fucking cheap for a guy who's going to be starting and a guy who wants to play. He's trying to prove himself, trying to get back in the league on a team. I believe he thinks he's found a place, a team that needs him. So I think we can definitely look to Yogi Ferrell tomorrow. The price is up just a touch on DeMarre Carroll. Going up against Jay Crowder, they will kind of cancel each other out. If you had to pick a small forward in that game, I would go with DeMarre Carroll over Jay Crowder just based on the price points. He's very cheap, 3.9K. You can't really argue with that. Jeremy Lamb, we see him tomorrow. Not a bad play. Hernan Gomez, man, he stayed the same. Price stayed the same. And if he gets to start tomorrow, if we don't see Chris Stapps and he gets to start, he is a must play against the Brooklyn Nets, in my opinion. Rashawn Holmes is a no for me. Joe Ingles, no. Noguera, I kind of like him at 3.8 because we know we can attack Boston rebounding the basketball, and he doesn't need a ton of minutes to get a quick double-double or even get 10 boards and 6 points. Just something to pay off that 3.8K salary. I think we can do that tomorrow. Nikolai Mirotic is an interesting play to me, but not one that I'm going to have exposure to. Marco Bellinelli at 3.8K. If we know Jeremy Lamb is not playing, like I think tonight he was available to play, but he just didn't suit up or something like that. I'm not sure, but I do like Marco Bellinelli coming off of the bench. They may need to see a big scoring punch as far as the 3-point shooting is concerned to keep pace with the Golden State Warriors, and I think they go to Marco Bellinelli, their marksman, to do that. Rondae Hollis-Jefferson at 3.8K is a very interesting play to me. I like him. They should have him on the court to defend Carmelo Anthony. And if that is the case, if we see a lot of usage at the small forward position for Rondae Hollis-Jefferson guarding Carmelo, then he's going to pick up those stats just while he's out there playing defense. So I do like him at 3.8. CJ Watson definitely deserves consideration at 3.8 if Fournier does not start and he gets to start tomorrow. Justin Anderson is a no for me. Shelvin Mack, no. Brandon Knight, interesting, but no at 3.8. Big Mo Buckets is a no for me. Amir Johnson, 3.7. If he does get the start, I would like him. Jeff Green is a no for me. Bismack, he can get busy. He can definitely get busy against Indiana. At 3.7K, that's a very cheap price point. I kind of like him tomorrow. Kyle Korver at 3.7 is a no for me. Devin Harris, 3.7 is a no for me. Nick Stauskas is somebody who I'm not very interested in. Corey Joseph is a no. Vince Carter, yes, at 3.6 is a very nice cheap play at the small forward or shooting guard position. Andre Roberson is in play for me at 3.6K. I think they're going to have him on the floor a lot in order to defend Jimmy Butler. And Jimmy Butler leads that team in usage, so that means we're gonna see a lot of defensive usage from Andre Roberson. I do like him tomorrow to be on the court a lot. 3.6 is the salary. You're not looking for much of a return on that. I kind of like him. Spencer Dinwiddie, if he gets to start, I like him at 3.6. Joakim Noah is a no for me. Chris Dunn is not in play for me. Gerald Henderson is the player I kind of like. Smooth, veteran game. I think he can really play well against Wesley Matthews. I like him tomorrow. Finney Smith is a no. Pat deserves consideration of 3.5K. Jamal Murray is a no for me. Andrew Harrison is a no for me. Michael Carter Williams is a no, definitely. Etuan Moore. If we know that we're not going to see Tyreek Evans again, and Etuan Moore is going to see that increase in minutes, I think we can look to him. Aaron Baines is a no. Whitehead is a no. Fabo is a no for me. Sergio Rodriguez, no. Dwight Powell had a really nice game out last time. If you want to punt the power forward position and go there with him, you can. But I think on a 12-game slate, you don't have to. We can go balanced, man, really balanced lineups and really do well in these tournaments, I think. Michael Beasley is a no for me. Jonas Jerebko, if he gets to start like he did last time, I think we can look to him at 3.4K. The price is very cheap. James Ennis is a no for me. Dougie McBuckets, that is very cheap for Dougie McBuckets, 3.4, but I am not fucking with that. Kyle O'Quinn, still very cheap at 3.4K. We can look for him tomorrow. We can do that. We can look to him tomorrow at 3.4K. DJ Augustine, 3.4. That's interesting, but no for me. Marcus Chris, I like Marcus Chris tomorrow, 3.4K. He's going to be matched up with Blake Griffin some of the time, but he just shoots the ball so well. And he's a young player, still trying to prove himself, find his way in the league and on that team. I think we can look to him tomorrow. Let's find somebody. Sabonis, man, 3.3. I like him tomorrow. Let's find who's a 3K play of the day. This is a cheap guy that we can definitely look to if we need that type of salary relief. Gerald Green is somebody who interests me a little bit. Siakam has been seeing an increase in minutes. Tony Douglas, Troy Daniels, not a lot. Wancho in the blowout, I don't like him too much. Cameron Payne could see some minutes tomorrow at 3K flat. Morrow could as well. Bobby Portis at 3K could see some minutes there. He got the start last time out. Didn't do much with it, but we could definitely take a look at him. Patrick McCaw, if that game blows out, can be in consideration. Roy Hibbert. Not too much, man. The pickings are very slim when it comes to the 3K play of the day. Kuzminskis at 3K. Minimum salary for him. That could be a nice play tomorrow. That could definitely be a nice play tomorrow. I like that. Yeah, I like that. So, now that we have gone over the player pricings, let's go ahead and jump into the point totals game by game and kind of break them down so we have a good idea of where we want to invest our salary. Because here we've developed a player pool. These are guys that we talked about, guys that we like, guys that are going to be on our spreadsheets, and those are the guys that we're going to be rocking with. So let's go ahead and jump into those point totals, man. We're going to go game by game. We're going to start in Cleveland, where the Cavaliers will be hosting the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is a 213 point total, with the Cleveland Cavaliers giving up 7 points. They are the home favorite in this game. LeBron does not want to lose. And just like we talked about Andrew Wiggins wanting to, kind of show the city of Cleveland that they had a really great young player that they should have kept, LeBron wants to show the city of Cleveland that he made the right decision by shooing the young boy away. So I think LeBron James is solidly in play tomorrow. And especially if we don't see Kevin Love, we can definitely look for LeBron to really have a nice game. And then with that comes Kyrie Irving. All my exposure to this game, to this team, the Cleveland side, rests a lot on what we know about Kevin Love. What's going to happen with Kevin Love? If Love plays, I like Love and Kyrie. If Love doesn't play, I like LeBron. If something happens and LeBron sits, then I like Love and Kyrie. You don't have to. I mean, you could triple stack the big three. But on a 12-game slate, I don't think you have to. So I like LeBron just off of the muscle. I like LeBron if we don't see Love. And I think we can definitely look at Channing Frye in the case of Love not playing. If Frye does get the start, if Richard Jefferson gets the start, I'm not fucking with that again. I'm not rostering Richard Jefferson at all. So on the Minnesota side, though, I think Rubio is definitely in play, man. He's a momentum player. He's a point guard. He's a downhill player, and he has. They have really great problems with that. Kyrie Irving has really big problems with perimeter guys that play as smoothly and are that much a part of the offense. Kyrie would much rather play against another scoring guard who doesn't really have the ball in his hands, so he doesn't have to play that on-ball defense all the time. But this is a guy in Rick Rubio who the offense kind of flows through him, man. And where he is, the way he plays, I think he can definitely, meet value against Kyrie Irving defense. And if you like a point guard from a team, it's kind of hard to not like some of their teammates. So I do like Gorgie Jang. I think that we see a lot of attention being thrown from Tristan Thompson and from the bigs on the Cleveland side to Karl Anthony Towns, which I think will open up things some for Gorgie Jang. And whenever we see Rick Rubio on the court, that's automatically he looks for Gorgie Jang. He looks to give the ball to Gorgie Jang because Gorgie Jang is probably the best finisher on the team. The guy that doesn't really create his own offense, but if you get him the ball, he can finish for you. So I do like Gorgie Jang tomorrow. The next game we're going to talk about is one more thing. Cleveland sucks against the defending shooting guards, so that means we got to give Zach LaVine some consideration, but he's been playing horribly lately, and I kind of like Andrew Wiggins some, so I'm going to have to choose which one of those guys I want to roster. I don't roster both of those guys because they really both play good games. It's usually one or the other has a nice one when it comes to Zach LaVine as well as Andrew Wiggins. The next game I'm going to talk about is a really interesting game. It's the Indiana Pacers going to Orlando to take on the Magic. It's a 212-point total, with the Orlando Magic being the home dog. Yes, they are receiving 2.5 points from the Indiana Pacers. The price is up on Paul George, and it's just, it's hard for me to forget how much he struggled early in the season, and these last few games are just these last few games. So I don't think that I'm going to be taking too many shots on Paul George tomorrow. Jeff Teague is another animal. I do like him tomorrow some. Even though this is one of the best perimeter defenses in the league against the point guard position, I still think that Jeff Teague can have a really nice game against the Orlando Magic. Elfrid Payton is definitely in play for that very same reason. Just because Jeff Teague is a horrible defender. He's not a great defender. He doesn't concentrate much on defending the basketball, especially on ball. So I do think we can see a nice game from Elfrid Payton tomorrow. Will it be one of those 50-point Elfrid Payton games? Probably not, but he does have that upside, and that's why I'm going to have him in a couple spots tomorrow. I also like Miles Turner. Man, I think Miles Turner can have a really nice game here. I like Miles Turner. If I had to go anywhere on the Indiana side, it would be Jeff Teague and Miles Turner. Mix in maybe a little bit of Thaddeus Young. I think you've got a really nice three-man stack. If you like that in one of those shorter slates, I think we can go there definitely. Vucevic has been playing pretty decent lately. I like him. He is starting in the rotation now, so I like him. Also, you can look to Serge Ibaka, man. Serge Ibaka has games where he just balls out. Well, one game early this year, the dude had like 33 points in the first half against the Indiana Pacers. Didn't finish with much else. I think he finished with like 41 points, but still, I mean, I kind of like Ibaka in this matchup, and I think if you want to go very cheap at the center position here, you can definitely go with Bismack Biyombo. He can get busy against him. Next game I'm going to talk about is the Toronto Raptors going to Boston to take on the Celtics. Now, we already know this, the Toronto Raptors are on the second leg of a back-to-back. We know we're not going to be seeing DeMar DeRozan. That is why there is no point total yet for this game. Also, on the Boston side, there are injury concerns for Avery Bradley. Just fire up Isaiah Thomas and get it over with. Just play Isaiah Thomas. That's it. Dude has hit value like 90% of the time over the last month. Like, this dude is always right where he needs to be. He has amazing fourth quarters. Dropped 41 points in his last game. I definitely think you can roll him out tomorrow with confidence and just watch him stack up the points for you. I like him a lot tomorrow. Kyle Lowry, I don't like as much, just because it's the second game. The back to back. I think when Toronto when Kyle Lowry plays that well, and going into the next game, I think the defense kind of keys in on him, and we see other guys have to get off in order for them to keep pace with the rest of the team. So that's why I kind of like Norman Powell and a collection of Damari Carroll and Joseph Valanciunas, or even Bebe Naguero tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to be too heavily on Kyle Lowry tomorrow. The next game I'm going to talk about is my New York Knicks in one of the highest point totals on the slate. It is the Brooklyn Nets at home. They are a home dog. The Knicks are giving them 2.5 points. It's a 223 point total. It's not really a home game for either team. The game is in New York. Most people that are going to be there are probably going to be Knicks fans anyway. So I see it as a home game for the Knicks. For that reason, I like Carmelo Anthony. If we don't see Kristaps Porzingis, I like Carmelo even more. Jennings is somebody who we can definitely fire up if we don't know for sure we're not going to be seeing Derrick Rose. O'Quinn is in play for me. Also, you can definitely look to Hernan Gomez if he does get the start in place of Kristaps Porzingis. On the Brooklyn side, man, if you get these guys right, man, you're probably in for a really good night, because the guys that tend to score a lot of points for the Brooklyn Nets are fairly cheap. Number one is, Brook Lopez. The price is right on him. I think you can start him tomorrow against the New York Knicks front court. Also, Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, as well as Bojan Bogdanovic. I'm going to have a fair amount of exposure to Bojan tomorrow. I do like him. This is a very high point total, and I want a piece of the good players in this game. The next game I'm going to talk about is the Detroit Pistons at home against the New Orleans Pelicans. Of course, New Orleans Pelicans, we know they're on the second leg of a back-to-back. The Detroit Pistons are giving up 6 points at home, so they are the home favorite. It's a 213 point total with pretty good game last time out for Andre Drummond, and I think that continues tomorrow night. I don't foresee him having problems scoring the basketball as well as getting many rebounds, so he's somebody who I definitely do like. I think Tobias Harris deserves consideration. I like KCP some in this game. The point total is not as low as I would expect it to be, with a pace down game, starting with the Detroit Pistons. But the pace is usually dictated by the best player on the floor, and that's probably going to be Anthony Davis tomorrow. So the game can get up in pace. Anthony Davis is probably going to be a decent play tomorrow. I'm not going to have him in my lineups just because I'm afraid of him. He's the glass man. I'm not going to be fucking with him too much. Drew Holiday, while he would be in play for me if this game was in New Orleans, the fact that it's in Detroit and Reggie Jackson is such a stout perimeter defender, I won't have very much of Drew Holiday tomorrow. Next game I'm going to talk about is the Miami Heat at home against the Atlanta Hawks. It's a 203.5 point total, one of the lowest point totals on the slate. And for that reason, I will not have too much exposure to this game. I think on the Miami side, Goran Dragic is going to be who I use to take advantage of a sweatshop law, and it is called play point guards against the Atlanta Falcons. I love him tomorrow. I think he can work well with James Johnson, who is in play, as well as Dion Waiters. That's where I will be going if I'm rostering guys on the Miami side. As far as the Atlanta Hawks go, I do like Dwight Howard. I think Paul Millsap can be a decent play. However, there's such a low point total. I don't know how much I would really want to invest in a 203.5 point total when we've got 12 games and we've got 220 point totals in some of them. Next game I'm going to talk about is the Philadelphia 76ers going to Dallas to take on the Mavericks. The Dallas seem like they've been playing like the last 20 games at home. They're always at home, and they're pretty decent there. 202 is the point total. That's very low, the lowest point total on the slate, and for that reason, I won't have too much exposure to this game. There's some cheap plays here. We talk about Yogi Ferrell going up against TJ McConnell. TJ McConnell is a very decent defender. Yogi Ferrell is not that great of a defender, so TJ McConnell could be in play for you. But the point total is just so low that I don't think I'm going to have too much exposure to this game. I do like Dirk Nowitzki some in this game. I think we can definitely look to a couple more of the Philadelphia guys, like maybe Dario Saric or maybe Ersan Ilyasova can be a decent play tomorrow. So the one guy that a lot of people are going to be on in this game is going to be Joel Embiid. I'm not doing it. I talk about it all the time. I do not like rostering guys that have minutes limits. That's just me. I won't be fucking with it. Next game we're going to talk about is the Memphis Grizzlies going to Denver to take on the Nuggets. We already know we're not going to be seeing Jokic. That's why there's no point total yet for this game. But Mike Conley, man, coming off one of the best games of his career, the best game of his career, actually. I like him and Marc Gasol. I think Tony Allen is in play. We can play a lot of guys on the Memphis side against the Denver defense because they're just not a very good defensive team. Kenneth Faried can be a nice play. Of course, remember they're on the back-to-back. Kenneth Faried is not a young cat anymore. He's getting up in age, so I'm not sure if we're going to see a full allotment of minutes for him. They could go Nurkic. They could even switch the whole rotation and go Nurkic to start, just so that he can provide that initial defense against Marc Gasol. They're very similar players, but Marc Gasol is just like 10 times better. So I do like Marc Gasol tomorrow. Gary Harris is not a player I'm really interested in. Depending on who gets to start there, Emmanuel Mudiay or Jameer Nelson, I still don't like either one because Mike Conley is a really good defender, and this team plays really good perimeter defense against the point guard position specifically. Next game I'm going to talk about is the LA Clippers going to Phoenix to take on the Suns. This is a 221 point total. The Clippers are giving up 4 points to the Suns, and this is another game that I think if you can get this game right, man, you can definitely take home some of the money because the guys are so cheap. There's no like 10K player in this game. Period. Like these are all relatively affordable guys that shouldn't have too much trouble. Depending on looking at the point total, they shouldn't have much trouble scoring fantasy points. This game probably gonna be full of fantasy scoring. The one guy that does jump out to me on the LA Clippers side is Blake Griffin. The price is still down on him as he is, just coming back from injury. So I think we can look at him tomorrow. We've got to figure this shit out when it comes to Austin Rivers, Jamal Crawford, JJ Redick, and Raymond Felton. Like, who is going to be seeing the most minutes out of that four guys? Like, who can we trust to really hang our hats on to get us those minutes? Because we know minutes equal money, man. Minutes equal points in daily fantasy sports, basketball in particular. So if you're not seeing the floor a lot, it's hard for me to gauge how I want to have you in my roster build. So won't be looking at the LA Clippers backcourt too much. I do like the front court, especially Blake Griffin tomorrow. On the Phoenix side, PJ Tucker is somebody who kind of rings a bell to me. He got ejected in the last game, probably going to want to come out and have a decent showing. Bledsoe's probably going to be high on a lot of folks' list. I don't like him as much. He's kind of priced up. It's a little bit too expensive for me. I don't like Tyson Chandler at all. I think we can look to Marcus Chris as well as TJ Warren. I think they can be really good plays. They are very cheap. The next game I'm going to talk about is the lowest point total on the slate. It is the Milwaukee Bucks going to Utah to take on the Jazz, and it's 198.5 point total. The Utah Jazz are giving up 8 points to the Bucks at home. They are the home favorite, and that's one of the reasons why I do like Gordon Hayward. They're at home. They're a favorite. The point total is fairly low, but the team total on the Utah side is a little bit higher than the Milwaukee side. A little higher than what I would expect it to be. So I do like Gordon Hayward tomorrow, and I think that Rodney Hood is just too cheap right now. I've said that before. 4.1K is just too cheap for a guy that good. I think we can look at him. Rudy Gobert can be a decent play, as well as Greg Monroe dealing with a lot of those second-team guys from Utah. I think we can look at him tomorrow. Giannis is not in play for me. The price is too high for him in this type of point total for me to invest that much salary into it. I don't like much off of the Milwaukee side at all, except Greg Monroe. Next game we're going to talk about is the Chicago Bulls going to Oklahoma City, taking on the Thunder. This is a 207-point total, with the Oklahoma City Thunder giving up 3.5 to the Bulls. This is considered the start of the late night hammers. Second to last game on the slate. Westbrook here is in a really nice spot. The DVP is low. That's going to drive people off him. It's a late game. That's going to drive people off him. It's a 12-game slate. That's going to drive people off him. But I think that he can have a really big triple-double against the against the Chicago Bulls. For that reason, I do like Jimmy Butler tomorrow. I think Dwayne Wade can be a nice play. If we want to attack the Oklahoma City Thunder on the boards, because we know there's a shortage of good big men there, we can go to Robin Lopez as well. Back to the Oklahoma City front court. There's just we talk about Sabonis and you talk about Steven Adams. There's just not enough bodies there, and these guys are gonna get stats just from being the only guys that are available to play the position. So I think we look at them as well. The last game on the slate is going to be the Charlotte Hornets going to Golden State to take on the Warriors. It's a 223-point total. I believe the highest point total on the slate. People are going to have some shit invested in this game. I think it's going to be hard to roster a lot of guys because everybody's pretty much priced up, especially on the Golden State side. We're talking about 8.1K for Draymond Green, who hasn't been making the salary, paying off his salary recently. We're talking about 10K for Kevin Durant, who I think is a 60-point game waiting to happen in this one particularly. Also, you got Steph Curry. If he does play, the price is up on him. The price is up on Klay Thompson. So the two targets that I'm looking at is going to be Andre Iguodala and Kevin Durant. Those are two guys I'm going to be looking at tomorrow from the Golden State side. On the Hornets side, there's quite a few guys I like. Very scrappy team. This team went to Charlotte and beat them fairly handily. I think they're going to want to come out and play very well. They're on the second leg of a back-to-back. So we could see increased minutes for some of the bench guys like the Marco Bellinellis, who I kind of like. I think Kemba is in play just because we know if Steph Curry does play, he does not play very good defense against the point guard position. So I do like him. Kemba Walker, we're talking about him. And I think Nick Batum can be a decent play in this game as well. There's a lot of stuff to like. And if Cody Zeller doesn't play, somebody's got to get the rebounds. I think that's Nick Batum getting out in transition. So I do like him tomorrow. On the back to the Golden State side, Jaja Pachulia, the price is up at 4K. If he does see 20 minutes, I do like him. I like him. He's a very good point per minute player. So this has been your DFS Jerusalem. Thank you for all that you do for us here in the sweatshop. I'm so glad that you're a part of this thing. If you want to support the show further than you are now, because you are supporting the show in its purest form by giving me your voice, your likes, your comments, your dislikes, your hate, and all of it. There's always one motherfucking snowflake don't like the video. Snowflake ass. But you, snowflake, if you want to support the show, you can definitely do that too. There's a box over there. It says support the show. Go ahead and click it. Let it take you where it needs to take you. You can also become a full-fledged member of the DFS Sweatshop by joining us on the website at www.dfssweatshop.com. That is where you get our core 4 roster building strategies. You will be given access to the Facebook groups where we try every day to really, really chop it up and come up with some really good core 4 roster builds. Those guys in there can teach you. We can teach you how to build your 8-man DraftKings rosters as well as your 9-man FanDuel rosters. There's a set system in place that we've been rocking with for quite some time. It's making us profitable players. We're very happy about all of that. So go and check the website out, and upon your paid subscription, you'll be given all of the tools that we have to offer. And continue to be on the lookout for the new stuff that we're dropping. We come up with the optimizer software that we're getting started on. We're really, really hoping that's going to be out right around time for the All-Star break. So bear with us as we get those things together for you. Just want to thank you again for being here with us, man. And it's wonderful. We started, man, with me talking to 10 people, man, and now we're approaching 4,000 subscribers, and it's all your fault. Thank you so much for everything you do for the DFS Sweatshop. I am your host, DFS Jerusalem. Follow me on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Asking you, begging with you, pleading with you, do one thing: keep it 300.